Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really quick video tutorial showing you how to submit multiple records at once from Power Apps to a data source. Now this is a really cool concept to have an understanding of, especially once you start working with bigger projects, things that need separate tables with line items. So the app that I have on the screen right now is just a really simple app. All it is a name text field and an age text field, and when you click this button here, it saves it to a local collection. We can take a peek at what's going on here. So basically we're just using the collect function here to collect to a local collection called call names, taking the name field and the user field and then resetting them. And then this data table here is set to that collection. So if we pop on in and add a new name, we'll just say Max, age, we'll say 24, and we'll click save to collection. So that's all we're doing with this so far. Now what we want to do in this video is add a bunch of records to this collection and then have them submit to Sharepoint all at once. You can use whatever data source you want. For the sake of the video, we're just going to use Sharepoint. So what we're going to go ahead and do is make a new list. So we're going to head over to Sharepoint now, and you can see we're on the Power Apps University Sharepoint site. And we're going to go all the way to the left under New again, and we'll click List and Blank List. So what we're going to do is just call this Names, and then we'll click Create. So now our list is created. Again, we have our title column and we have the option to add a column. And since in our example, we have two columns, we're going to go ahead and add another, and we'll do single line of text and we'll just call it age, and we'll click save. So now we'll head back to Power Apps, and under data sources, we can see our collection here, but we're going to want to click on add data and type in Sharepoint and click on the bottom one and then click on your connection to Sharepoint. Once your site loads, click on that site and we have our list called names. We're going to click that and click connect to get that in our application. So before we go any further, I'm going to add a bunch of names into the collection here, and I'll catch you in a little bit. So I just put about 10 names or so in our collection here, and what we're going to want to do now is click on input and add a new button, and we'll put that down here. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and then we can go up to the top right and change its text to say send to Sharepoint. And this is going to be the button that we're going to put our code on to send all these names at once to Sharepoint. Alright, so what we're going to do now is click on that button and make sure we're on the onSelect property, and we can delete the false that's there by default, and we can expand the formula bar a little bit. So how we're going to achieve this is by utilizing the ForAll function as well as the patch function. So I'll kind of explain as we're going, but we're going to want to start with ForAll and then open parentheses. So right away we can tell that it's going to want a source, and we want that to be our collection. So we're going to say collection underscore names, and now we'll add a comma. So basically how the ForAll function works is it's going to take a table value and it's going to run a formula against every row in that table. So in our case, every row that we have, so all 10 or 12 rows that we have here, the ForAll function is going to run for all of those in our table. So next we're going to add the patch function and open parentheses on that. And the source is going to be names, which is our Sharepoint list, and then we'll go comma. And in order to create a new record, we have to say defaults and then open parenthesis names and then close that. So at this point we're saying we want to patch the Sharepoint list names, and we're going to make a new record. And now we're going to specify what that record is with open and close curly brackets. So we're going to add our title column. We're just going to set that to be nothing for now, and then I believe we called it age, and we're going to set that to be nothing for now as well. And for now we're actually going to go ahead and close this off. So we're going to add one parenthesis to close off the patch function, and then another parenthesis to close off the ForAll function. Just doing this so we can click on format text down here to show this off a little better. So the cool part about this, and kind of something I want to highlight in this video today, is that your columns don't necessarily have to be the same name. So you can see in Sharepoint we have title and age, but if we pop out of this and look at our local collection, we have name and then user underscore age. So in this method, it's not something to worry about if you do have columns that are slightly different names. So now we can pop back in the formula bar and finish this thing off. So we can delete the double quotes by title and just pass the column value. So we'll say name, and then age, we can do the same thing and say user underscore age. So before we go ahead and run this, we can take a quick walkthrough of what we're doing here again. We're saying ForAll call names, essentially saying for every record or row that is in the collection col underscore names, what are we going to do to it? We're going to patch to the names Sharepoint list, creating a new record. And for the title column and age column in Sharepoint, we're going to pass the name and user age column value for every record and row. So we can go out and click play and then run this. Now that it's done running, we can go over to the SharePoint list and click refresh on that. And now we can see that all of our records have successfully made it to SharePoint. We can head back to the app. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you got something out of this video. Again, I think this is a really easy to understand way to send multiple records to a data source at once with Power Apps. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.